What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and welcome to a modern condo tour where I'm going to show you guys around the place after it's gone through renovation. And I have to say, after going through like a 6-month process, it was a lot to learn. It was my very first time kind of going through the renovation thing, and I have to say I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out in terms of design, the modifications made, and just the whole process definitely took longer than expected. I'm going to show you guys around the living room as well as the dining room and also the bedroom and office, as well as just like the rest of the place. As a tech YouTuber, I'm going to talk about the home tech side as well. But if you want to see like a makeover video where I show you like the process of things getting torn down and installed and just like the before and after, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, and also leave a comment down below of what area you would like to see me do a video of. So the way it's kind of laid out is I've got a large couch right here. Of course, you got a rug and also a coffee table with like an iPad that I use to do some work on. And of course, some games when some friends come over, play some NHL. I do watch some TV, but not as much as I would like. I watch like hockey or I'll watch like Formula One. Occasionally I might watch like some Netflix as well, but this is a 55-inch 4K TV from Samsung. I think it's like the QLED line. And the reason why I like it is because it's very bright. It's just a great TV, but it is also mounted very close to the wall and everything is through the wall, so you don't see any cables. Below that, you've got like a fireplace. I believe it is a Dimplex electric. In terms of like decor, I've tried to keep things very simple. And over here, I have a Rove Concepts dresser, which has a hole in the back, and that has like my TV cable system as well as the PS4 and everything inside of it, just to keep things nice and tidy. But on top of that, you've got a Sonos Play 3 as well as a Google Wi-Fi, which is the mesh system with one in the office as well as one right here. Another small touch that I really like is this Sonos soundbar that is behind the couch. Because the large pole keeps the couch from going to the end of the wall, I have this like connected to a cable that runs all the way around, but the speakers on the back, I can also connect it to all the other Sonos speakers around the house, including the 3 and the one over there. Play some music, but I'm watching TV, I've got great sound that comes straight from behind via the soundbar. This blanket, by the way, is like a fake one from Etsy. I wasn't gonna spend $1,500 on a blanket, at least at this point. But in terms of the living room, I don't know if there's really much to say. It's nice and simple. It's pretty much all gray. The couch is the Rove Concepts Hugo. The rug is from West Elm. The table is from Rove Concepts as well. And the lamp is from West Elm. So I'm gonna drop a link to like all the products mentioned in this video down below. So now let's head over to the area that I think saw the biggest change, because previously the kitchen was the one that came with the building that was built about 10 years ago. And even though it was like a very functional kitchen that was like perfectly fine, the problem with it was that it was just not the best look. And because I was ripping up all the floors anyways, it kind of just made sense to do the renovation for the kitchen right now. Even though I'm not someone who cooks every single day, I feel like from like an investment standpoint, being such a large area of the house and being connected to like the living room and the dining room, it just made a lot of sense, and I'm really happy with it. It was done by a company in Victoria called Thomas and Birch, and they did a great job in the design and installation process. And as you guys can see, I did go with like a two-tone color. Originally I was going to go completely dark, a little bit different from like my regular style of like minimalist all white. But I thought like the safest bet to go with was like just neutral colors with like a nice touch of gold with these knobs from Buster and Punch. Right here you've got like the garbage can that slides out, as well as a panel dishwasher. And there are also a few pieces of appliances that I did decide to keep. On this side, you've got like my most used appliance, the microwave, an oven that was the original one from before, and just like a ton of storage was like the main key, trying to figure out areas where the storage could be expanded. And in terms of the appliances, this is the Samsung Chef Collection. I honestly didn't really know much about appliances, but as like a tech guy, seeing like the color LED lights when you turn this on was really cool. So these are all connected to each other. I think it turns on automatically. And as you guys can see, this hardware just looks really cool. I think it's like a really nice contrast to kind of like the neutral color scheme of the entire place. And the dishwasher is the Samsung water wall system. This faucet is also one of my favorite little like design features. It is a company called Brizo, I believe, and it just matches the handles and kind of the two-tone look of the place. And in terms of the countertops and the backsplash, which are both the same material, it is from a company called Caesarstone. So surprisingly, this thing actually fit in the elevator. I didn't think it would. And when I was trying to pick like a countertop design, there was no doubt that I was looking for something that was white and kind of along the style, very simple. When it comes to the fridge, this is like a little bit embarrassing. If you open it up right here, I cooked the other day, but I still got like a couple like leftover materials that doesn't really smell that good, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it out after this video. You got like a chocolate bar. And I've also got a cup of drywall in case there's any like dents in the walls, or so yeah, the fridge is a little bit disappointing. Because I travel so much for work, I tend to just go to the grocery whenever I need something to cook a certain meal. I don't ever like store too many things in there at once because it's probably just gonna go bad. So moving over to this side, like I mentioned, the bar stools are now on this side as opposed to over here. So you have a nice view of like looking outside instead of being back face to it. And on this side, I have the Rove Concepts table. It is pretty big and I was almost worried that it wouldn't fit, but it actually does fit pretty well. And these chairs have like a bit of a leather and walnut mix, and it actually matches the side of the kitchen very similarly. So I'm a huge fan of this table. It has a nice matte finish to it as well, so it stays nice and clean. And on top of that, in terms of the tech side of things, we have the Sonos Play 1 speaker that is synced with all the other ones in the bedroom, the office, and the living room, as well as a diptyque candle. And in terms of the light, before this, I just had like a $20 IKEA lamp and it worked pretty well, but here we've got a West Elm lamp. It is LED and it has like this nice gold contrast that matches the hardware in the kitchen as well. Behind me, I've got this painting that is like a cause-inspired piece. It was painted by an artist by the name of Art by Gino on Instagram. He did an amazing job. It is 4 feet by 4 feet. But yeah, it's like, it just adds a bit of color because aside from like the YSL boards in the living room and this, as well as a piece of art at the entrance, there's pretty much nothing on the walls. They're just plain white. So on this side, you have the den, and on the other side, you have the hallway that leads into the bedroom, as well as the master bedroom, which like I mentioned, is my office. I am trying to find an office space right now because in my 10 years on YouTube, I've always worked in the same place that I've lived, which means I'll be working with a full time from like 10 to 6. I'll grab some dinner, but then I'll be editing from like 8 p.m. to midnight, and there just isn't that like work-life balance. I'm pretty much just working the entire day, which I'm kind of fine with, but I know it's not the most sustainable method. But yeah, let's go ahead and head down this way first. So here we are in the hallway, which was originally like the most boring part of the house, just like a couple hallways that lead to like the bedroom and the bathroom. So I was really trying to think what to do to it to make it a little bit more interesting or unique. And the most generic option would be to put some art, but because I don't really have any art and I don't really like having that in like a narrow hallway, I thought the next best idea, which could possibly be a stupid one, was to get some LEDs installed on both sides. So there's 4 of them on this side, there's 2 of them on this side, and it just makes the wall feel like very tall. So let me know what you guys think about these LED lights down in the comment section below. So now into the bedroom, and this is literally like a foot away from the master bedroom, or what I call the office. So every day for work, just get up and walk 2 feet, and I'm sitting there for most of the day. This is supposed to be the guest bedroom, and it's relatively small in terms of like the width. The bed goes about a foot away from the wall, but I think it's actually nice that it's like that. It doesn't really have to be any bigger. I'd rather have like a larger office space than a sleeping space, because all you really need is a bed, a couple nightstands, and nothing else. This is a bed from Rove Concepts, the Sandro. I am a huge fan of it, and it is like the one piece of furniture that I decided to invest in the first time, and I'm super happy with it still. You've got a couple matching nightstands, and on top of that, you have a Sonos system, as well as one over there, which is a stereo pair, and I use that as an alarm clock as well. Beyond that, I've also got like a wireless charger here, so I can just put my phone on there, it'll charge overnight, and the only other change that I think I did in the bedroom was switch out the lamp from the paper IKEA one to a West Elm lamp. Otherwise, the walls are all white, the bedding's all white, and as you can tell from the rest of the house, everything that could be white is pretty much white. On this side, you've got a TV that is hooked up to a PS4 as well as to cable TV, so I could watch like sports, or because Formula 1 races are like 5 in the morning, instead of getting out of bed that early, I can just watch it there and go back to sleep afterwards, or fall asleep during the race. And in terms of the closet, I know a lot of you on Instagram have been asking for a closet tour, but to be totally honest with you, the reason why I haven't done one is because it's probably going to be really boring because I haven't changed much at all. There's just like a lot of monochrome, like gray hoodies, black hoodies, white hoodies. And the reason why I haven't really picked up clothes lately is because I just feel like it's a bit of a waste of money. Just having something like comfortable to wear, such as this that I like picked up from the vintage shop, it's just nice. So I kind of transitioned my closet from maybe spending a little bit more money on clothes to spending it on the house, the renovation, and instead just buying stuff that is comfortable and can be worn on an everyday basis. So here we are in the master bedroom, which is at the end of the hallway, or what I call the office, because it has actually never been used as a master bedroom in the 2 years that I've lived here. And even the people I was renting it to previously used this as a tattoo studio and just slept in the living room. So yeah, this has never been used as an actual bedroom. And just the way it's laid out, you've got my desk right there, as well as the editor's desk, and also another one right here. And a lot of times, like, this desk might get shuffled around, the iMac might get taken off, and we use the desk for filming. But this has always been where I like to have my desk. desk. This one right here is from Bow Concept. The reason why I like it is because it's very minimal, it's sturdy, the quality is better than the one I had before. Even though it is like nothing really much to it, the size is nice because it could fit a 38-inch monitor as well as like the MacBook and all the other garbage I normally have on here perfectly fine. And it's got this like two-tone look to it. And in terms of the speakers, the one that I have is from Audio Engine. It's the A2 Plus. I've had these for about 5 years now and I have no plans of switching. I love them a lot. They give you a lot of power, the sound quality is great, but they also don't take up the entire desk or shake up the whole room. And I most of the time use my laptops as a desktop just because I like to have like a large ultra wide for video editing, just have like the whole timeline laid out. But I do have the Mac Pro on the way. I'm really excited to review that. And I think it is like kind of the computer that I've been waiting for many years now because I just really want to be able to use maximum power on a screen like that. In terms of this setup right here, it is for if I have like a video editor coming in for like a couple days, or you've got a 10-core iMac right here, which I picked up refurbished for a pretty good price. And that's able to handle pretty much all the video editing needs. And you've also got like just like a Herschel Bear Brick, a fake plant, because you guys probably noticed I have no live plants. And over here, you've got like an IKEA stand that has a Sonos on it, which is synced with the rest of the house. So here you've got an admin desk who is the cameraman right now because we don't have one. And he's doing a, how do you like the red?
Great piece of tech.
Hopefully everything's in focus. And this desk has the base iMac that I picked up from Jonathan TLD today, as well as a Herman Miller embody chair that Herman Miller sent over a couple years back, but we actually had it reupholstered at an auto body shop into gray because it used to be green and it just didn't really match anything in the room. Beyond that, you've just got like a kind of stand with random garbage on it, cables, chargers, and stuff you might need for the camera, as well as a garbage can that has food that's been in there for a little bit too long. So behind the office, you've got kind of a hallway that has two closets that leads into the ensuite bathroom, which, like I said, is not really used for what it's needed to. But here you've got two closets which store a lot of gear. It kind of works out perfectly. I know it's supposed to be like a his or hers closet. So you've got like a shelf here from Home Depot. It's like the Husky shelf. It has all the camera equipment, lenses, gimbals, drones, as well as the bags for all the storage. And on this side, you just have like some supplies for shipping, extra hard drives, as well as a charging wall. So this is where all the batteries for the camera, the microphones, and all this other stuff is charged. There's definitely a lot. And I had a power outlet installed inside of here. That way there's no cables like sitting around all over the office more than they need to. I saw this from someone on Instagram, Annie Akopian, and she did a really good job of organizing the charging wall. So I pretty much copied it because it was such a good idea. So this right here is the ensuite bathroom, and honestly, it's almost never used. You've got like two sinks right here, and the bathtub is used to like put like laundry in, and the shower is pretty much never used. But otherwise, just talk about some of the changes. I pretty much made no changes to the bathroom because they weren't really needed. The only thing that I did get swapped out was the countertop. These are from like a scrapyard, so I got like a really good deal on it. They happen to have like a quartz piece that fit both the bathrooms. The ones before were like marble and they were cracked. So this was like the only thing that I changed, and I think it actually looks really, really good. Right here, I've got all of the Le Labo soap from like recent hotels that I just like kind of stocked up on. I'm sure a lot of other people do that as well. And yeah, as you can see, it's super clean simply because it is pretty much never used. So one of the biggest challenges is trying to keep the place clean and also just like maintain it at all times. One of the biggest tools that I have is the Dyson V11 vacuum, and this right here is the gold edition, and it is able to intelligently detect between carpet and hardwood by adjusting the settings automatically. So when cleaning the rug, it will actually automatically turn up the suction power to collect all of the dirt. And it also shows your battery life on screen. It has a battery life of up to 60 minutes. So the last Dyson product that I use is the Dyson Pure Hot Plus Cool, and this is like a great fan, but it also improves the air quality of your place. And the reason why I have this in the living room is because being surrounded by windows in the corner suite, despite having a great view, it is very hot in the summer and very cold in the winter. So if you're like watching TV out here, you can have it set to like a nice warm temperature or also just cool up the place. But you do also have the option to use the auto setting. The auto mode automatically senses any pollutants in the air, including dust and pet hair, and it will capture and project clean air. It's always actively sensing for pollution in order to clean as fast as possible. So I'm going to drop a link to all the Dyson products in the description section below, and a huge thanks to them for sponsoring this video as well as the series. So in the front of the hallway, you have the washer and the dryer, and it just kind of opens in a door like this, and they've been working very well. There honestly isn't really much to say. It's just a washer and dryer. So here we are in the other bathroom, and this is the one that I mainly use. It is much smaller than the ensuite, but honestly, it's got the larger shower. Its sink is like pretty much all I need. So this is the one that is like kind of in the hallway. You've got the sink right here with the new countertops that I got from the scrapyard, as well as a bin with like all the toiletry stuff. I try to keep it as tidy as possible. Toilet here, I really don't know what to say about this. It's a bathroom, but there's also a toiletry case from Dangerfield, and this is where I put all of like just travel stuff. I can grab and go, just throw it in there because I am on the road about 1/3 of the year. And yeah, the shower right here is a glass shower. And aside from like a small repair from like cracks on there, I didn't really make any changes because it's perfectly fine. And the Simple Human rack is a great way to kind of just keep everything nice and organized without just having it scattered all around the ground. So now we're heading closer to the entrance, and as you guys can see right here, there's the hallway on that side and also the den on this side. And over here I have my very first piece of art, of actual art, and this is the Virgil Abloh Murakami collab. And even though it was relatively expensive because only 300 was made of each, it actually went up in value. So far in the very limited pieces of art that I've purchased, it's actually been a decent investment. Here you've got like the storage room. This is where we put all the stuff during these like house tours because otherwise it's normally a mess. So moving over to the front entrance, this is where I have like kind of the shoes. Honestly, I recently haven't purchased that many shoes. I've just been like keeping the ones that I think will go up in value over time. I might wear them occasionally, but I've just been trying to keep things very simple. I've been wearing these common projects like pretty much every single day for the past 1.5 years. And over here, you've also got a mirror. I don't know if that was here previously, but as you guys can probably see, the door of the den or like the window or whatever it is, as well as the frame of the mirror, is painted the exact same color as the dark color of the kitchen, just to have like the gray and white contrast, because at the end of the day, I still feel like having those like neutral flat tones is very in style right now, and I personally like it a lot. So the last kind of room to show you is the den, and it kind of faces the rooms down the hallway, and inside the den you can use it as like a bedroom as well as an office. I feel like most people use it as like an office, but because I work here as well and have the office down there, I use this kind of like as excess storage for like products I review. We have a lot of laptops, phones, and just a ton of products in general. We just wrapped up the gift guide series and that was like 40 products. So just to keep the mess out of the rest of the house, because I'm living here as well, just throw it in there, close the door, and nobody has to see it. So mics, stands, cameras, and stuff just all goes in there through an IKEA pack system, as well as an IKEA TV stand. And I've tried to like sort of decorate it, but I didn't really know what to do with it. So there's just like a few hypebeast things, some magazines on a shelf. But like I said, it is mainly used to like put luggage and just other random stuff that might take up some walking space around the house. So now we're outside. It's something that I don't really do that often, honestly. I might like go out to grab a coffee, but this place does have like a reasonably large balcony that is on the corner. So if I want to get like some fresh air or like come outside for a little bit, that's possible. In terms of what I changed to it, what I did when I first moved in was I changed or I added tiles from IKEA. These are just like some plastic ones that like interlock. I took it to like a plastic shop back and forth and had them cut to fit the size. Definitely not the best quality, but I do feel like they look better and stay relatively cleaner than the tiles that were on it before. So this right here is a patio set from a company called Dodeca. It is made in Victoria, and they just have a lot of customization. They have different shapes, sizes. They've got like the double seat. You can pick like the color of the metal as well as the fabric. And in my case, I also picked the color of the wood as well, just to go with like the kind of monochrome look. But up in Victoria, it rains a lot, so you want something that is nice and durable, and this just holds its shape very nicely. It is comfortable, but it also fits in like a relatively narrow balcony. So yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of this. They also make an option that has heated seats. So you can plug it into a wall outlet, just flick the switch, and it will heat up your seats kind of like it would in the car, which is something that I just haven't seen before. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy this tour of kind of like an updated condo tour for 2019 after like a 6-month renovation. And honestly, I'm just so happy with the way it turned out, very grateful for it. And without you guys' support on the last series, none of this would have been possible. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you comment them down below, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, and I've also left a link to all the products and like the paint colors, because I get asked about that a lot, in the description section as well.